So I wanted to make this video last week, but I was sick as fuck. So you type in Dave Chappelle's cousin. I have it already searched up. You just search it up. Okay. Weirdest fucking thing. This song, He's Been Cloned, comes up. Okay, you click on He's Been Cloned. I'll play the song next because it's actually really good. And it's pretty wild that they talk about it. But like, where is it? Like, where's the thing that shows you all the tags? Usually they tell you all the tags, right? And there's no tags in this. There's nothing that should show. My comments are there. But it's like, there's no reason Dave Chappelle should come up at all. And when you type in Dave Chappelle cousin, well, what I was looking for was the interview of Dave Chappelle's cousin on the phone, talk about how he went MIA after he came back from Africa, after he did a few interviews. And he just wasn't answering his phone, and other people were, and it's just wild. And then this song comes up.
They've been on hiatus.
We ain't doing no more white voices.
No,
man.
bro.
You see
Now-
the shit going on in the world. Now this nigga want more white people. God damn, man.
we do gotta be.
Are you aware? Are you aware that Charlottesville?
He's been clowned. He's been clowned. He's been clowned.
They sent
He's
Chad
been clowned.
here to destroy us.
He's
He
been
fucking
clowned.
up lately. Got us talking about people
He's been clowned.
that can't even have babies.
He's been clowned.
He used the one word to
Clown.
describe the man ladies.
He's been
When I
clowned.
said that, I didn't even mean no disrespect to the man ladies.
He's been clowned.
You don't even have to do the beat, DC. Make Chad do the shit.
Cause he been clowned.
Cause he been sitting over there, my nigga, and he ain't been doing shit.
He's been
Yeah.
clowned. Yeah. He's been clowned.
Too much shit going on in the world.
He's been clowned.
They cloning people.
Hey, he's
North
been
Korea
clowned.
about to blow us off the map.
He's been clowned.
Russia sneaking over here and shit.
He's been clowned.
Too much shit going on in the world.
He's been clowned.
They cloning people.
He's been
North
clowned.
Korea about to blow us off the map.
He's been clowned.
Black people still ain't equal.
He's been
They having
clowned.
Klan rallies, neo-Nazis,
He's
everywhere
been
you
clowned.
look.
He's been clowned.
But if you mention the word white people, they'll knock you off of Facebook.
He's been
The
clowned.
world ain't equal no more.
He's been clowned.
We can't go to the
He's
motherfucking
been
military.
clowned.
They've been cloning people.
He's been clowned.
Man, this shit getting scary.
He's
Hey,
been
I
clowned.
turned this shit on CNN.
He's been clowned.
North Korea got a missile.
He's been clowned.
People leaking
He's
information.
been clowned.
Somebody blow the whistle.
Love.
I'm watching Anderson Cooper, and then
Love.
I go to Don Lemon.
Love.
North Korea got the shit over there, and Kim Jong-il over there tripping. See, North Korea got the shit. They say they're ready to start shooting. We said we going to war with Russia, and we don't fuck with Vladimir Putin. So shit done happened in Virginia. Then
I had to stop that real quick. Remember, if you look at the way this was posted, at that time, Trump just went over to. Remember, he was shaking hands. He made all that disappear. Now it's all flip mode because of all like Barack Obama is a fucking Martin Luther King clone, like all day.
the neo-Nazis came out. Last week we did a song about all the roaches in your house.
Like, you have to be dumb if you still think like they may have a dictator, but they're not under communist regime anymore. Like the Russians aren't dumb. Like they're not dumb. Like I hate that our country makes them look like they're idiots. Like the Ukrainians are fucking like the armpit of like fucking all fucking that bullshit. Like we're putting our noses in it. Like why? It's because they want us to have this hate for the Russians instead of being buddies. We should buddy up with the Russians, fucking, and then take on China. It'd be like the coolest fucking team up in history, like to this date. But God forbid, everybody didn't want that to happen. It would be the smartest fucking strategy. Because God forbid, dude, they outnumber us Americans 1-4 in China. And when they have fucking the power, dude. There's like, we need to get rid of NATO. NATO is like it's part of the WEF. It's part of the fucking UN. It's all bullshit. They don't even fucking take over the Geneva Code fucking convention and all that shit. They don't care about. They don't pay their dues, and they don't fucking and they're fucking cloning people for fucking parts, bro. Like they told us about Dolly the sheep. You don't think like they don't tell us about it. It's like sci-fi, like Google and all that stuff. They didn't tell us they made all that stuff because they keep it to themselves because they need it for themselves. Because the internet didn't need that shit, but they had to monitor and everything. Like the internet's been fucking critiqued to the point where they're monitoring everything we do. Like they made the internet. We fell for every gimmick. We should just went open source everything. I'm using Windows right now because my shit didn't BitLock. My next PC I'm building is a Linux machine all day. Fucking dude. It doesn't. God forbid I have to learn some fucking command codes, which I already know now. But like the fucking dude, God forbid I have to teach myself something to learn something to use something. That's what's wrong with everybody. It's like we need to start looking at things like everything's the Model T car. Like no one's ever seen one. Gotta learn to use it. Like, fuck, bro. People are just dumb. Like you can't just. It's like vape pens. Like they don't release anything unless they can monopolize on it. They're just like weed. Like I hate the idea of that. That's why weed will never be more than decriminalized. It will never be legalized. You know why? Because they can't monopolize. Because you always be able to get seeds and shit. And people love growing pot. It's not like tobacco where like you could do that too, but like farmers are usually the ones that do it. We know what farmland because Bill Gates owns all that shit. Cause he can suck a dick because he has a clone.
And now we're talking about cloning and why you shouldn't eat fish. Have you ever caught a tilapia, my nigga? No. Think about this. They say eating a piece of tilapia is really worse than eating bacon. What? And you know all the purple onions in the United States come from right down outside of Macon.
Artificial dye purple used for onions. What are the dyes used for dyeing onions? They're not natural. Hold on. Yeah, that's not cool. If you're dyeing food, it's probably red dye 40. I mean, mixed with like some kind of fucking blue dye to make the purple. It's fucking disgusting. Dude, the fact that onion skin, like, they're not like I've seen purple onions. They're not that They're not that color purple. We all know that. Like, you'd be a fucking retard. Like seeing pink salmon. Like, bleh. Gross. Where'd the video go?
What? And this ain't shit that I made up. And this is real life facts. They had all of the history, my nigga. Especially if it's black. See, George Washington Carver.
Netflix.
See, that's the nigga with the nuts. But what they won't tell people is that they cut off his nuts.
Which is
I
bad.
had to tell the motherfuckers who don't have to work Google. What if Earth ain't Earth, my nigga?
House motherfucker.
What if
Like,
we really live on Google?
this is why I always try to explain to people about history too. Like, you know what happens when you're a guy working in the house, like being a house slave. And mind you, slaves weren't always fucking like. They weren't always fucking black. They had other slaves. Like, everybody just assumed they were always black. They just picked the black guys because they were like, come on, look at a black guy compared to me. They're way more physically fit. I'm not gonna deny that. Like, but like, the fact of the matter is, everybody. The thing is, males. If you're a house slave, you got your nuts clipped all day. And especially if anyone like out of the beginning of the thing, like a lot of those smart motherfuckers, because they were house motherfuckers and they got books. They got learned to read and write. Like, and like the way they castrated people, bro. It's like taking a hot, boop, heat the fuck up, snip. The side, it's basically the cauterizing of. Oh, you got a new ball bag seam. Sometimes you just take your dick off with it and just leave you a little stub to piss out of.
Okay.
What's the name of it? There's a name for it. There's a name for what they used to do. It's like almost like it's not neutering like they would call it for like animals or like it's the same term they would use for bulls. I forget the name for it. It's a fuck and it's so degrading when you use the term for a fucking bull. It's just you're clipping their dick. You make them like. You just gotta route like.
Check this out.
And they do it like that too.
You can get 10 chicken nuggets for $1 in your budget, but they sell chicken everywhere. So what the fuck is a nugget?
Bugs and crickets. I guarantee you, like I'm not. I haven't met over a month now. After like, because God forbid they're not telling us before they put it in the food, which they always do, and like they weren't even going to tell us they've been putting in other food with labels on it. They don't put labels on McDonald's. Like they can't keep up with like the way we talk about factory. People get so mad in the hippies about like how like I don't like fucking shit. You don't get mad cow disease and fucking dirty food and stuff like that and meats unless you get it from like mass produced farming. If you keep everything on a local scale level, you don't have these problems ever. And like the cattle is being raised properly too. They're not where they just. This is the reason why they outsource it to third world countries. They fucking knock down most rainforest knocked down is for farmland for fucking like McDonald's and Burger King and shit like that and like fast food companies so they can have their cows put cow by cow by cow so they're shitting and eating their own and they feed themselves cow because it's like they got left up. Yeah, it's fucking disgusting. And they don't just put them out the right way. They don't use like an iron spike. It's too much money. And it's awful. It's awful. It's all awful. And then you gotta tell me like they have enough cattle. The Beyond Meat, we're all gonna find out because they won't admit. They don't tell you in any of the articles what the cells are they're using to grow the meat. They just say cells. We're gonna find out in like 20 years. It's like Soylent Green. We're using like stem cells from the abortion clinics to fucking make the meat. Oh, dude, it's something awful. Like, something shitty like that, too. That's why they don't tell you what the cells are for that. Like, technically, if a vegan eats that, they're eating meat. So, like, you're making a vegan break their thing, too. You can call it Beyond Meat all you want. It's still meat. It's cloned meat. You're cloning. You're, like, growing it like mold. It's disgusting. You're cloning. Oculus. The as above, so below. There's been carbon copies of things that don't have anything. Like, there's like 4 different kinds of clones and shit out there now. I was like learning into this shit. Some of it's wild. It sounds really outlandish. But then again, like, the weird shit, like, if you read about the declassifieds and all that, like, dude, they made AIDS. Like, patent number for AIDS. It's like 5 million something right here. Yeah, 5,006,637,48. It's the patent sequence for HIV. It was like 1940s or something. This was patented. Resource link. Come on, bring me to the actual page. Yeah, that's always great. What is it? Patent numbers for breast cancer. U.S. Gov patent numbers for oh, that's why. Hold on. You gotta love how this happens, like. There we go. See? There we go. Patent number. Can't hide it from me, bitch. Google patents. Go to the US one. Here we go. Potent drug, narcotic benefits. This is not the right one. This is right here. Okay, abstract. Symptoms, problem, lymph node C. This is the patent number for breast cancer. And they talk about how this is how you get breast cancer. It's just, it's in the food. They put it in the food. It's in the food. And they try saying this is like, you can't, like, this shouldn't be alive. Let's go back to the patent numbers for AIDS again. If you look at the AIDS one's even more fucked, because it did the actual plot behind it. I remember how I found this. The video's not online anymore. It was these black guys having this meeting, and they mentioned the patent number. Nope, that's not what I want. I want the actual .gov. There we go. The strain for the proteins, the cause it. Oh yeah, it was totally monkeys, bro. Yeah, we're so fucking dumb for even thinking this. Like, we have to be the idiots. Like, just like the idiots who thought, oh, wet market. That's all I'm gonna say. Fucking retarded fact check. Not evidence that dude, the fact that you had to have a fact check on this, like, eat a bag of dicks. Why is it not coming up? You know what? This is why we have DuckDuckGo, guys. You can eat dicks. Why is it filed like that? That's not how. It should be way earlier than that. Where's the AIDS one? Really? AIDS is gonna be this hard to find? That's fucked up. You guys see the thing, it popped up. The fact that it's not coming up on the pages anymore, you should be able to just go to the .gov US patent page. Not even. US.gov patent page. No, but that's not what I want. $1984, see? Fuck you, dude. Berlin. I knew it was fucking... Why is it all in fucking German? Fuck you, bro. This is what happens when we take Germans from fucking... Like... Welcome to America. Nuggets, bro.
What's a nugget? What's a nugget?
What's
I
in a
never
nugget?
order nugget at no fucking restaurant.
Beyond Meat chicken nuggets. This is the worst thing ever. Where is it? Where is it? Images. Where's that cardboard shit? Like, look at this. It looks like a fucking eraser. It's been fried. It's disgusting. And then they put this one up. That's real nuggets, you bitch. That's a lie. It's lies. Looks like tofu on drugs, bro. At least you're eating soybean, which is not good for you either. That's why no one looks healthy. There's no substance behind it. Might as well just eat corn. Like, oh my god. Eat nuts and berries if you're gonna be fucking a weird hippie like that. None of you look healthy. I just heard this new thing called a fruitarian. Wait, vegetarian. Let's go to images. You're gonna see like emaciated people. Vegetarian people. Well, at least they learned to keep up their game on this. But if you type in Fruitafarian, there we go. I looked at it before. Hey, all these people look sick. They look so sick. They look. What is that? What did these? It looks like something like the anorexic kids on Tumblr go to like fucking like spank their weird ego to. This is disgusting. Like, what is that? Eating just fruit does not make you actually no. It makes you this aliens, fucking emaciated. I think I seen third world like Ethiopian children. And there's more meat on these bones than them. Yeah, there is. That's fucked up. Like, there's a lot of meat on those bones. Whoa. I feel bad for them. But, like, fucking dude. I hate people.
So it's a chicken finger, the same thing as a chicken tender. Now, what the fuck is nuggets, my nigga? No, listen, Linda.
Nuggies are chicken balls. Nuggies are chicken balls. Nuggies are chicken balls.
Why did I come up for Dave Chappelle? I got one more thing I want to look at.
Okay.
Who fucking you? Fucking you. You so sucker than no who.
Okay, so the whole thing I've been saying is literally, and when I heard this song, I didn't know this existed until like the other day. Which I'm not even like a big fan of B.O.B. I used to like it when I was younger, but like, this song's dope. But I literally say this is what the elite want. They want us in the dark, paying for our air and food and water for mindless work. I don't know what it is. It's like a power control thing, but they want us to, it's basically cows that get milk in the dark, butt fucking each other, not reproducing. And like the fact that he just literally says it all in a song, like the whole fact he just keeps saying bend over, because like all rap music, every time they tell us in rap music, like talk, it dude, like I really think the scene in fucking what's that? With the movie with King Jong-un and all that shit, and like Eminem's like, oh yeah, it's been me. I think he really was projecting, like. Honestly, I don't know, man. I stopped listening to that motherfucker. Like, he's such a shill. Like after seeing how he got mad people into like, he's part of the brainwashing.
Fucking who you don't realize who fucking you, motherfucker. Bend over, bend over. Grab your ankles, touch your knees, bend over.
It's that funny.
Bend over.
I get what he's saying when he says that shit.
Bend over, motherfucker. You so focused on who fucking who you don't realize who fucking you.
This came out in like 2006, and like it's just progressed. Like a lot of the music I listen to is like it's like I don't know why I stopped listening to music like I used to. EDM, like I said, I MK Ultra'd myself so badly. Me and a bunch of people. Some of us are still stuck in that whoop train. They will never come out. It's like the Grateful Dead and shouting "You Crazy Diamond," but bro, at some point you have to like grow the fuck up.
You so sucker than know who fucking who. You don't realize who fucking you, motherfucker. Been on you. Talking about who you fucking kidding. I do this for a fucking living. Private life, public life.
The two faces.
I can tell the fucking difference. I'm from the city, people love to visit. Every square foot, 100 bitches. Hoes horn, that ain't nothing new. If I ain't hit it, someone hit it. Bob, it's more than like the money riches. It's more than like the fucking bitches. Screenshots, ass shots, and some rock shots. That's why I don't trust them bitches.
Is he wrong?
She ain't friendly with the mother bitches. All they is to her is competition. She just won't be complimented. She just want 100 million followers. Back it up, bend it up.
Like, I don't know if he's trying to rash on Kardashian, but like he straight up just like if he wasn't, that was the most literally exactly.
On the silent list, on your back, knees up, down to colleges. And you
bend it over and it's just on the obelisk. Like this just I don't know. Back your knees up like for the gynecologist. Like
you know who stays anonymous. Put it together.
If you've been listening about the clone shit, It's like why they convinced all his men to cut our dicks clipped, because they take all the foreskins and they're like cloning every person in America to get done it. And then like the women, every time you guys get a pap smear from that age, it's when they get your DNA. It's like, I don't know, and the fact he's saying it in a song.
Then it's obvious, but you so focused on who fucking who, you don't realize who fucking you. You so suckered into who fucking who, you don't realize who fucking you. Motherfucker, bend over, bend over. Grab your ankles, touch your knees, bend over. Motherfucker, bend over, bend over. Grab your ankles, touch your knees, bend over. Who fucking who, you don't bend over. Who fucking who, you don't realize who fucking you. Motherfucker, bend over.
This part right here, though. Alright, so this is where it gets really fucking, I don't know, like, he wrote most of that song pretty good, like, not to, like, get another thing, but, like,
Miss me with them conscious lyrics. You sound just like the 1%ers. You must have did a bunch of acid.
And if you know anything with Rich Elite, like, I don't know, like, I know rich kids and everything, that's why I kind of, like, just eating, they microdose all day, they microdose, like, you get it, you open up a connection to something, it's not good, it's not good, it's never good. It's probably why I'm like, no way. Especially if you start doing that, and like when you start taking mushrooms on top of acid, on top of like DMT, and you start getting stuck in like hold, like, or ketamine.
Either that
You
or
got
you
start, you start seeing
you
things.
wanna be a star, sell out concert tickets. A mansion in a Hollywood subdivision. You get the fame on the one condition. You get copied at the cloning center. They kill them with a common in it. Overdose from a drug addiction.
They do it to everybody. They didn't, like, if you don't comply with that, like I said, like, this is why they can milk all artists for as long as they want now, especially if they're big enough. As long as they get that DNA, and then, like I said, you're worth more dead than alive if you're an artist at a certain point. Once you stop selling, that's why a lot of artists just magically die when their music stops selling, and then all of a sudden their records go back up. They've been doing this for eons with art.
Same story, same headline. A stroke, a heart attack, an aneurysm. Celebrities and politicians, just to name a couple members. Rituals and pedophilia, sacrifices, blood religion. The Queen of England got arrest warrants for the disappearance of a dozen children.
I don't know what the search is up as now. See, I have to fact check it. See, no, dude, like, there's a bunch of little fucking kids from like Haiti and shit. It's always random kids all the time. It's always during September and shit. It's fucking, it goes into October. Just make me twitch right now. Give me anxiety.
Do your research on the topic. At the same time, every year kids come up missing. But you so focused on who fucking who, you don't realize who fucking you. You don't realize you be bugging. Ben.
That's the song.
Ben.
I just made a video about music. I don't know. That was some word salad and a half.